Hello and welcome to another excelattheoffice.com video. My name's Adrian and I'm really excited to show you my Dunder Mifflin People Dashboard, which is an example of some of the fantastic things you can create with Excel. So this video is just a demo of this product. I'll run you through it. This is the first in a mini video series I'm going to do, which will show you how to create such a thing should you wish. So lots of people at the moment are talking about and getting obsessed about things like, oh, PowerBI this and ClickSense that and all these data analysis tools. But if you're a small and even medium-sized business, or you're an analyst in a big organization, Excel does a lot of what you might otherwise think that you need bespoke tens of thousands of pounds data analytical tools, or more expensive, to do for you. So this is something I've done. Sometimes it's helpful when showing data and reporting to use real life or kind of recognizable data. So Dunder Mifflin is the paper company in the fantastic TV series The Office. I'd thoroughly recommend it. It is hilarious and does kind of show almost the opposite of excelling at the office, but in a lovely way. But what I've done then is use the characters from that as a kind of HR data set, which I've then plugged into this dashboard. So the kind of things that HR might be interested in is, for example, the employees, both the headcount and the full-time equivalent, because some people work part-time, what the salary cost is, where those people are located, at what seniority they are, whether they work in what department and how much is spent on those different departments. All these kind of metrics that are relevant you can do from a data set that looks like this. So if you've got data that's structured like this, structured data, you can create a dashboard. But I'll come on to that in a minute, because again, this video is just to give you a demo of what I've created. In subsequent videos, I'll show you how to do that, with the first being how to organize your data. And then obviously sickness rate, the Bradford factor scores for people. You can identify in a quick graphic who your top Bradford factors are, and obviously I don't know the sickness of the fictional characters in The Office, but I've imagined Pete Miller and Keith Bishop being near the top, and Todd Packer being near the top or on top of the complaints. If you've watched it, you might understand. I've given little icons as well to kind of help communicate the information to your colleagues and senior folk in an organization, because people, it's nice to read stuff, but most people like things visually. If ever you look on your electricity and gas app, everything's in graphics, infographics that's easily understandable. So I'd recommend creating your data in this way too. I've even gone so far as to give people PDR ratings. That's like, stands for performance reviews, annual performance reviews, as it were, performance development reviews, I think it stands for. CPD, continuing professional development. You can rate people whether or not they're up to date. That'll be of use. The diversity profile of these fictional characters, service length, and importantly in today's society, people want to keep an eye on, especially in the larger and public sector organizations, the average salary gap between groups. And importantly for Dunder Mifflin is the party planning committee, so they can see, based on people's date of birth, when upcoming birthdays are coming and how busy that committee is going to be. So say in March and April's spring, there's a lot of spring babies, they're going to be quite busy at that time. But the magic of this isn't just how nicely things are presented. It's not static in that way. And why I say oftentimes you might not need Power BI and all these other fantastic things. You might just need to understand how to use Excel better, which is why I help people excel at the office, because, for example, I'm going to choose just the USA office as one of my location sliders, and that then changes all the data above. So this is a really interactive chart. So of my 49 headcount, 34 of them are in the USA. And if I use another slicer, if I want to focus only on the management team, for example, then I can see my salary gap in the management team when upcoming birthdays are coming. Everything changes to just that, albeit it's only on 3 people in the USA. This is a report that I'm going to demo in subsequent videos. I'm not just going to show you how to create a dashboard and the slicers that reside underneath it. I'm going to show you how to do a whole heap of things. I've got helpful notes alongside it. I'm going to show you how to get your data in order. So this is the data that ultimately that dashboard's looking at. So if you've got what's called structured data, that means each column is a field. So a field says something about a data record, and each row is a data record. That's called structured data. So I've got the names, include Michael Scott at the top there, obviously, an imaginary date of birth just to give approximate ages, salary, job role, so on and so forth. What I've then done on top of that structured data, I've created additional fields rather than have people. So this data will be sourced from an employee database, for example, or a system that you use to manage employees. On that system, you don't want to have people entering lots of data you don't need to. So for example, based on someone's weekly hours, you can tell whether they're full or part-time. So that's I've done a calculation there to say, well, if their weekly hours is less than 40 per week, then they're part-time, otherwise they're full-time. You can work out the age from the birthday, from the age. If I just zoom in a bit here, once you've figured out the age, you can apply that to age groupings based on the number here into your grouping of choice. So there's a whole heap of value added you can do when you're working with that data. And along the way, again, I've put just a text box here to give some notes on some tips on managing your data along the way. But managing your data and getting your data in order will be the first in this, or the next one in this video series on this people and HR dashboard. I've even given the steps. I've outlined the steps, so if you want to go ahead before those videos are available and I publish them or even do them, here's the steps that I've kind of outlined, which will be the structure as I'll take you through the videos. So first port of call, we'll set out the worksheets and your color palette if you wanted a unique color palette. So I'll show you that, where I'll combine that here, items 1 and 2 here, I'll combine that into the first video. Then you'll clean up and ready your data, so importing it and adding those calculations like I said, and just formatting it to make it look nice, because there's nothing more boring than working with Excel where the data's all just bland in black and white text and it just starts to hurt your eyes. Then it will be organizing all your pivot tables, which will go on a pivots page, which looks at that data, and then readying your dashboard space for the graphs and charts that you're going to put there, which I'll probably do 4 and 5 in one video, readying the space and then putting the charts based on those pivot tables into the dashboard, because that's kind of you do those at the same time. And the thing that makes it dynamic are slicers. So I'll show you how to create those slicers and then link them up to your data to make sure that they work, and that when you select things or deselect things, so if I deselect the department, I want all my departments, then the data dynamically changes. And then finally, as it's important with all your reporting, I like to give an introduction page to things, so that when people view it, and if they print it out, it prints nicely on a piece of paper. the Dunder Mifflin, the company slogan being the people, persons, paper people, as per Daryl's catchy jazz song, if you remember that episode. But this just looks nice on a page, and it looks nicer in Excel if you go to the view and turn off grid lines and even the formula bar and headings. So it just looks nicer for the reader, rather than making the reader try and have to get their head around your analytical tool. You're making it as easy as possible. And obviously this text box here is just some notes and tips for you, but obviously what your customers will be looking at is this text box, where you'll outline the introduction and purpose of this report, give people tips on how to use it, and put your company branding and logo here, plus some hyperlinked shapes that go to the different pages, and then the shapes to take people home, so they haven't even got to click in this bottom tab area should they not want to. So yeah, if you wanted to take a screen grab of these steps, here's step 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7. If you want to go and have a go now, but otherwise over the next few weeks I'll be doing a series of videos to show you how exactly to make this, and I'm going to be quite methodical with it. I'll take you through step by step, because once you've learned it once, you will stand out from the crowd and stand out from your colleagues, creating fantastic things. I've even included a set of update instructions so that you can be the office wizard creating these fantastic tools, and then you can leave it up to your support colleagues to update your reports so that you're not bogged down with regular tasks. You can get on and continue to do the job that you're paid to in terms of presenting fantastic information and analytical reports to convey key points. So I'm quite excited about this. I hope that sounds like an interesting thing, and somewhat amusing as well, using this kind of real life fictional company. I've even hyperlinked that goes to the Dunder Mifflin website there. And so stay tuned for video 2, where I'll take you through getting your data in order and setting up the tabs. So that's just a bit of a run through of what I'm going to do. So until the next video, like and subscribe so you're kept informed, and until then, take care.